So recently I asked you guys on a poll on YouTube asking if you guys were going to pull for Ayato or not. And a majority of you guys said you were not going to pull for Ayato. Now, over 70%, not it wasn't 50-50 or 60-40, it was 70% of you guys said you were not going to pull for Ayato. And that is crazy to me because to me, I'm pulling for Ayato and I'm super hyped that he's coming out. He's probably my most hyped character up right now, right next to Sinnoh, who's been announced for a while and we still haven't gotten him. But Ayato is my most hyped up character right now. But I'm going to tell you why you should pull for Ayato, and hopefully by the end of this video, you can agree with me, and hopefully you have the primos to spend on Ayato, because that is the most important thing. Now, first off, you might not want to pull Ayato because, you know, he's kind of like Ayaka's sister, and if you don't already like Ayaka, you probably won't like Ayato. First off, what I have to say to that is, I'm not personally a big Ayaka fan. You know, I was kind of a hater when she first came out. I was not a big fan, didn't think she was that good, but Ayato is different. I've come to realize Ayaka's really good, but that's not why I'm telling you to pull for Ayato. Ayato feels separate besides his character design. His character design is quite similar to Ayaka's, but his gameplay just feels so much different. You get to feel like an on-field DPS for most of the time, and you get to feel like a true samurai, which in my opinion Ayaka doesn't really feel like compared to Ayato. Because if you look at his animations, they are crazy cool. Like, just the coolness factor of Ayato is why I'm pulling for him. I don't even care what his stats are going to be, what his scaling is going to be. Just his animations alone are going to make me want to main DPS him. For example, his idle animations, they're very niche, but I personally like him. He's drinking boba tea. Boba tea is goated. If you haven't tried it, go try it. That hits different. Next, his animations have like samurai like X animations where he does like his heavy attack. It's like he just like dashes behind you and he's done a slash. It's kind of like the typical samurai type of stuff. I think Ayaka has that, but I care that Ayato has it because, you know, that's the character I care about right now. Ayaka lives in the past. We don't care about Ayaka anymore. We live in the future, not the past. But his typical normal animations are kind of basic, you know, nothing special. But the best thing about his normal animations is at the end of all the normal animations, he kind of puts it back into his imaginary hilt, which is still kind of cool. But, you know, most people won't see that because you're probably like already dashing already. But either way, it's a nice touch to add. I think Ayaka also has it, but, you know, we're talking about Ayato here. And I just can't wait to spam those charge attacks where I can just be like samurai-esque, you know, dash behind them and then clink, and they're dead. That'll be such good times to just spam charge attacks because it just looks so cool. I can already imagine all the edits of people like using the Aiko charge attack to like transition into like a dead enemy or a dead boss. Like, those are going to be some pretty cool edits. I might even make an edit myself, but those, like, that charge attack just has so many cool aspects to it that I will enjoy it fully once it releases. And don't even get me started on the elemental skill. The elemental skill is crazy. If you haven't seen the leaks, you get ready to get to it. And I'm pretty sure most people don't care about leaks anymore because literally the leaks videos have so many views, and I'm assuming a lot of people have watched it. Pretty much he just backdashes and he sends out like a water shadow clone, like Kagebushi no Jutsu, like a Naruto water shadow clone. And, you know, it's like he just does, like, he stands still and he does a bunch of attacks, and all of the attacks are like after images, like he's a Goku or something like that. Like he's literally Goku, and no one could be Goku, so no one could be Ayato. That's just how it works. That's just how the laws work. No one can be Goku. That means no one can beat Ayato. Simple, right? He just sends out a bunch of after images and sends out a bunch of water slashes, which is pretty cool to see, where you can just pretty much stand still and just attack, right? Because a lot of characters, you know, they're moving around. Someone like a Hutao, you have to dash behind them and then you have to jump cancel and all this stuff. Ayato, you just stand still and you just spam these water attacks and you have the cool after images. It just looks super cool. After images for any character just look pretty cool, and not to mention Ayato is Hydro, which just makes it so much cooler because in my opinion Hydro is my favorite element. That's why my favorite character is Child, but, you know, Ayato might take that place, you know, because Ayato just looks so cool. I hopefully he's a DPS, but if he's not, I'm fine with using him as an enabler or something like that. But I'm hyped for Ayato mainly because of the elemental skill. To send out after images is just so cool that I would say, if you watch the leaks, or I might have some of the elemental skill gameplay showing in the background, they just look so cool. And in my opinion, if this doesn't convince you, then maybe the elemental burst will. But either way, it's just so cool. He gets a sword enabled with Hydro, and he's just sending after images. and this water slash is so cool. This is the main reason why I'm pulling for him, and hopefully this is the main reason you will be convinced to pull for him. Now, the elemental burst is kind of my least favorite thing about him, right? Obviously, water droplets come down from the sky. Maybe that'll be fun to finally see Mondstadt rain, because I've never seen Mondstadt rain before. So it would be fun to see Mondstadt rain finally with this elemental burst. You just let it rain in a very general area. But either way, this elemental burst is kind of like Ganyu's elemental burst. You know, where Ganyu drops icicles, he just pretty much makes it rain in the vicinity of his elemental burst, which is kind of cool. It's going to enable a lot of hydro. I don't know how much damage it's going to do because I haven't really looked at his scalings. But, you know, it just looks very like it just looks like a typical elemental burst, nothing really special, nothing to get really hyped about. But the best thing about it is I'm pretty sure your sword also turns into hydro, and you can spam the after images just like you can do with the elemental burst. So that's pretty cool. So you can activate so you can have 100% uptime with the after image water hydro sword. So that looks pretty cool. Hopefully that is true, so you can just be in his hydro sword the whole entire gameplay. But that looks really cool. And one thing I have to mention is just the sound they use for all of the moves. It just sounds so cool. Like when you activate the elemental burst, you hear like a water droplet, like I can't really mimic the sound, but like it just sounds cool. Like all of the like noises or the sound effects they use for all of his moves sound really cool. Mainly his elemental burst, they all sound pretty cool. Especially the elemental skill when you're doing the sword slashes, it also sounds really cool. It's just like I can't really mimic it, but I'll probably have like the gameplay and it'll show you how the sword and how the hydro elemental burst sounds. But it all sounds really cool. In my opinion, I'm pulling for Ayato. I'll have like a summon video of me like saving. I have a lot of primos saved up for him, and I'm gonna be summoning crazy, hopefully pulling him. Well, I'm probably am gonna pull him because I have guaranteed pity, but I'll make a video of hopefully I can get a C1 Ayato. But you know, I only care about C0. I don't really care about pulling a C1, but hopefully when I get Ayato, I build him super fast. I can show gameplay for you guys, but I'm super excited for Ayato. It seems like a lot of you guys are not excited for Ayato, but hopefully this video can show you why I'm excited for Ayato, and in return get you hyped for Ayato. But hopefully you guys have seen how cool Ayato is in this video, and you know, I hope you enjoyed the video. I gotta go play some Elden Ring soon, so peace out.